Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Musa Gaming here, and today I'm here with another episode of account coaching series for Rise of Kingdoms. Now, SENO here is a very active member in our Discord channel, and he actually talked with me a lot, either on game or off game, and he's a really good friend of mine now. And he's been a very active player, and he actually was wondering, hey, like, can you actually take a look at my account and see if you can point me towards the right direction. I took a look at his set, and honestly, he's doing really, really well. But then again, I did give him some direction on like what I think will be the best course of action, given the information that we have right now. So if you're actually wondering what my suggestions are, please stay tuned for this. But let's just first take a look at everything that you can see on this governor profile right here. So Seno, power up 65 million. Nothing wrong with that. I think he's probably running one really strong T5 march and then, or one or two T5 really strong marches and then one or two T4 marches mainly on the field, I'm assuming, based on his power. And kill points, 1.8 billion. I think that can be a little better given that 2939 has been in KVK, Seasonal Conquest KVK for a while. But I don't know if he migrated right after ending the KVK2. The whole situation I'm not 100% sure about. But then again, what I'm going to do throughout this video is I'm going to actually take a look at whatever he wishes to do, what his objectives are, main objective and sub objectives, and then I'm gonna actually provide coaching based on what I think is the best course of action that he can take with whatever he has currently in terms of commanders and stuff, and then what he can do to basically improve his account in the long run. Now, with that said, uh, in all honesty, I think Sandler is a very smart player. I think he probably played this game very efficiently, and you'll see what I mean when you actually take a look at whatever he has in terms of equipment, commanders, etc. But current status, what he's actually looking to do, like mainly, is actually building the four strongest marches on the field and then completing them. And then his secondary, or like more of a long term goal, is actually going for the fifth march, which is currently on hold. But then again, that's basically his long term plan. Now, he currently has 316 gold heads, which is okay. It's not the best, obviously. Having 690 gold head would actually allow you to get a fully expertise commander, but then again, 316 is good enough for you to actually convert at least a 5551 commander to expertise. So 316, so keep that in mind when I actually give you the suggestions later. And then other commanders that he has, aside from the ones that we're going to take a look at, are Herman Prime, which is currently 5551. Joan of Arc Prime, which is 5525, which is amazing. I think that's, given how many gold heads that he has, I don't really think I can recommend him upgrading Joan of Arc Prime just because of the fact that Joan of Arc Prime's majority of the power actually comes from her being 5515 or above. So Joan of Arc Prime, I wouldn't touch that given how many gold heads he has. Ho, 5511, which is okay. Ho is probably one of the most important commanders that he's currently missing from the lineup. But then again, yeah, so that's basically what he has. Let's first take a look at whatever his marches currently are. All right, so first march, cavalry, Nevsky Arthur. Nevsky Arthur's great. He has full set, the 4 set armor with head, chest, weapon, and boots, which is the 4-piece Hellfire set. Everything is good. He doesn't have KVK weapon and helmet for cavalry, it looks like. And it looks like he invested his first couple sets into archers, which is fine. Everyone's at different stages of progress. And this is probably the best set he can give to his cavalry. Amazing. He's using them as wedge formation with pulverize, which is not the best for cavalry skill. I think that's more better. That's better for the arch formation, but it's better than not having them for sure. And then Focus Fire is amazing. Of the rare inscriptions, I think this is probably the best one, which will actually give you 4% skill damage. And his stats are really nice. This is about 29% total stats, I believe, if you actually add them up, 29.4% and to be exact. And then 3% march speed, which is good. Very strong field. Oh, very strong field. Let's just go ahead and move on. So that's his first cavalry set, and then this is actually his second infantry set. So let's actually move on to the first archer set, because and then take a look at the first infantry set, and then move down to second infantry set, because this is not really his main set right now. So let's first take a look at the first infantry set. No, first archer set. Very nice. I can see that he's very devoted to archer. You can see that he put the first set of KVK weapon and helmet into archer, which is nice. The total stats on that is going to be amazing. And you can basically tell from this set right here that he knows what he's doing. So you can see that he has the 2-piece bonus from the chest piece and the gloves. I know that some people actually prefer the gloves to be the leadership set instead of this one having health set, but I think he's maximizing health set. I think which is better on the field, I believe. So this piece has no problem at all. March speed bonus from this blue flag is nice. Counterattack damage reduction is okay. Potentially, I would actually even consider swapping those two into the archer, but I think he's a little bit more devoted to cavalry at this point because of how powerful Nevsky Arthur currently is. But yeah, everything looks really, really good. He's, again, like I've been saying, he's a very smart player in my opinion. He has robust, which will give you 3.5% health. And then on top of that, everything added together is probably about 31% total stats, including the all damage, which is very nice. So actually, if you include the all damage, it might go up to 32% total stats. He doesn't have any rare inscriptions, legendary inscriptions, and I know that may not come for everyone. But yeah, pretty strong archer set. Now let's go on to infantry. You can see that he has the set piece of head, weapon, gloves, and boots, I believe. I think that's the set. Infantry set. Infantry set piece. And then he has the Hope Cloak and the Eternal Night. Now, this used to be probably the best infantry equipment set that you can have pre-KVK Season of Conquest. So without having the Season of Conquest weapons and helmet replaced on those, this used to be the best one. I think this is okay right now, whatever he has. And eventually, I would say KVK weapon and KVK helmet has to come into play, which then I think those two that he already crafted can kind of move on to the second set, which I think is what he's planning on at this point, based on what I see here. Although, I think one other thing that I do want to mention is that I think infantry benefits the best from the leadership pants and boots, I believe, because of how valuable health stats are for infantry. But I believe he probably made those set when those were not even like out yet, given how those are, and having Eternal Night and the infantry boost piece are just fine too. So pretty strong set. This is what I would have run before leadership things all came into the game. I still run those like that, just don't get me wrong. And there's nothing wrong with it. But then again, nowadays the more of a meta is that having that boosts and pens replaced to the leadership one. And everyone's probably aware of that. For his set, I think this is Arch, because he has the smite damage commander combo. They're all really great. The health, 10.8% nice, along with robust, which will give you extra 3.5%. He does have a little bit of march speed, which is nice, and then gold gathering speed. Sometimes you can't just have a perfect armament like he has for the other two, so which is all understandable. I think Valiant is also a very valid one, and then this is I think the attack 3.5%. So overall, very strong, strong equipment and armament. He has the infantry movement speed, which is everything that infantry needs at the end of the day, all the time. Infantry is the slowest march in the game and by nature, so having this epic piece up here is really nice. And then the Ring of Doom is fine. Yeah. So his first set, which is a Smite pair, is really nice. It looks like. He does have both William Wallace and Yucha expertise, which I'll go over in a little bit. But moving on to the skill damage set for infantry, he uses Ragnar Prime as Skippy Prime, which is nice. I wouldn't really invest any other commander if he already has one skill damage infantry commander set. So whatever he has should be really good. I believe War Hunger gives you all damage or something like that, and then you can see that his armors are not 100% built to be really good, but I think that's good enough to be used on the field at this moment. He does have the Karuka's pants, which is amazing. Shio's pants legs boost, I believe nowadays. You probably want to use the leadership pants and then boost, but I am assuming that he made this long time ago, so which is fine. I think his secondary infantry set is actually much better than my secondary infantry set, which is basically all blue and one purple or two purple. So very nice, very nice set. I would actually probably not invest too much into this one, but then again, actually move those ones that you actually craft the infantry KVK infantry stuff of, and then move them down to the secondary set. So that you don't have to dismantle any legendary piece equipments and lose out on the value of those materials that you actually did you will have to lose upon dismantling those. So those are basically his 4 marches right now, which are very solid. If this was full, I would say this is almost perfect for right now. But then again, Nevsky is just as strong, if not in some cases could be stronger. So very strong for March setup currently. But we currently know that the BQ in short, is gonna come to the game. Now, I was put in a very strong dilemma because again, he has Herman Prime 5551. So his Herman Prime is actually not expertise, but to invest 316 gold heads right now, I know that Herman Prime's expertise skill is really strong. But then again, to invest 316 gold heads, it's just basically everything that he has. Right now, when we have Bai Chu confirmed coming to the game, at this point, I'm not sure if that's really the right move. So it is very tough for you to actually, for me to actually suggest that. Investing in Jonobar Prime is basically out of the question because you only have one calf set at the moment. So that will basically come into the play when we talk about the 5th march. But and same with Ho. So if he already has Nevsky expertise and then if he's using Nevsky with Arthur, that's probably better than him investing another 310 gold tests so that he can have like full, which he doesn't even have enough for that actually. In fact, he probably needs somewhere around 400, 500 gold tests for him to actually go from 5511 to 5555 or expertise full. So probably can't suggest in investing those. So that's basically what I said. So this is kind of tough. I would say personally that you should maybe save up the gold head for Bai Chu, but then again, if you build Bai Chi, you're going to practically waste the gold head you used for Willie Wallace, which is a fair point. And for people like him, who's actually, uh, well, myself included, actually, who's actually not have like 690 gold heads like standby at all times, like other crazy spending whales, it's probably rough for you to actually just spend those um, yeah, for Willie Wallace, and then kind of have that value go away. One thing that I did mention is another option is that you can expertise Herman Prime, but the amount of gold head you need for you to put into him for such a marginal upgrade is kind of difficult for you to suggest. The main purpose of Herman Prime, I think, in my opinion, is still be able to actually afflict poison stacks onto the enemy, and I think he's probably gonna be able to do half decent of a job at 5551. But then again, to suggest that you invest in your entire stock of gold heads for that marginal upgrade, I still couldn't recommend at this point. I would not touch this caps any further since you already said that you'll delay your fifth march, as I said before. But if you were to go having 5555 hole, so you can run 5555 hole and Joan, is probably the best 5 march option. So if you're looking to upgrade current 4 lineup though, I would still say building Bai Chu when he comes out and expertising him to replace William Wallace will probably be the best recommendation for him. Now, I know that in this channel I have actually talked about Bai Chu not being potentially as strong as what people said, but that still doesn't mean that he is bad. He's good. The only thing that I'm not sure about Bai Chu is that whether or not he can actually beat Arthur as a commander in terms of value. So I don't know if he's the greatest of all time or not is the one that I'm not sure about, but Bai Chi will be very strong. And especially given that he has 316 gold heads. And he will be able to work on the first 3 skills and then work on his 4 skills slowly. Given how much power is in Bai Chi's first and second skill, I think it is going to be the perfect investment suggestion that I can give to him. So, for me to actually solve this 4 strongest marches on the field, what is the direction? I basically told him to wait and see if Bai Chu is good or not. Among other people doing the test rounds and stuff, I think he'll be good, but just make sure that you actually test it out. You just wait it out for at least like a couple days to see if there is any reports and any videos that are basically saying like he's trash or anything like that. Just to make sure, and then invest in Bai Chu as much as possible to until he is expertise, so that he can use Bai Chu and Liu Che as a pair. I actually failed to post or copy and paste the entire conversation, entire suggestion that I gave him. But then again, that's basically what I told him. Okay, so for strengthening your fourth march, I think the best course of action is for you to wait until Bai Chu come out, save up gold as until then, and then basically upgrade him slowly from 5551 to 5555 or expertise, and you should be good to go. Now, once that is done, though, if you want a 5 march field, you should probably invest in Ho, because Ho is going to basically need another year minimum to be replaced, in my opinion. And if it does get replaced, it's not actually Ho that's going to be replaced. It's going to be Nevsky that's going to be replaced, because Ho can still be used as the best pairing for Joan of Arc Prime, in my opinion. So investing in Ho for him, I think, is still a decent investment once he's done with Bai Chi, so that he can have another march added here to the mix. So he can run Ho Arthur, Nevsky Joan of Arc Prime, and then rest of his kit with Bai Chu and Liu Chen and everything else the same. So that's basically what I suggested for the 4 March lineup, the strongest 4 March lineup for the next upcoming, for the next couple months. And then at the same time, hey, like once you're done with that project, what I do recommend is that you actually expertise Ho so that you can use him for the field, as well for the Arthur pairing, as well as freeing up Nevsky to be able to be used for Joan of Arc Prime's pairing. It's basically what I recommend. So yeah, and I think he agreed on most part about everything that I did suggest. I think he really appreciated. If you want your account to get a little bit of a direction like this one, I can basically tell you that Seno already knew what he was doing most of the time. Like most of the things that he said, he can actually take a look at. Like he's already kind of fully aware of how the game works and what commanders are good and not. I think either from watching a lot of videos, or I think he knows like when he sees his skill set, those are probably the best ways for you to go. And everything that he's doing in terms of equipments and orders, they're all within very, 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 very good to very understandable range. And not everyone has the same amount of resources. Not everyone can be like, War Daddy Chesky, who has like fully talented iconic fire equipment for all like cavalry and archer and infantry and whatnot, and then like all special inscribed stuff. But whatever he has is really good for what I think he wants to run, which is 4 very strong March fielder. And with that said, if you want your account to be taken a look at, feel free to join the Discord down in the description down below. And then also, just, chat with me. Hey, I need some account coaching on my Rise of Kingdoms account. Can you take a look at my stuff and let me know what I want to do? Let me know which direction I should go. What I want to do is XYZ, so that way I can actually help you out. But all right, well, that's pretty much it for today. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And as always, I'll see you guys on the next video. Thank you.